Mhm. What if knowledge alone doesn't bring you fulfillment? Recently, I became aware of something. I was talking to a lot of people lately, and what I heard is that they're saying, "Oh, I discussed this topic for 6 hours with AI, and this is what I got." Or, "Yeah, AI is my therapist, and I'm using it every day." Or, "I've read all these books, and mentally, I do get it, what it's all about." And still, they were not the guys who were the happiest. They were not the ones who said, "I'm achieving from inner peace," or "I'm feeling fulfilled," or "I'm feeling connected in my being." These were actually guys who had challenges, who were still searching for something outside to be fulfilled. And I was there as well, so I know what I'm talking about here, and let me explain. It seems in the age of AI, everything is out there. You can get all the information, you can get all the knowledge you need. Would have been impossible 10, 20 years ago, right? So there is nothing judgmental about the technology here, but what I'm seeing is that a lot of people are taking AI as this is the knowledge that I need to become someone I want to become. And it seems that's not the case, you know. If someone's using AI as a therapist or as a coach, yes, you will get an outcome. Yes, there will be um, insights that you might have not seen. And for me, at least in my own experience, the human factor is taken out of the equation, right? AI is pretty good at acknowledging you, giving you the feeling of, hey, there is someone, I'm here for you, I'm supporting you, and all of that. And there is still something missing, the human part of it. And I got into that kind of situation like half a year ago or so when I was working with my coach. And my coach had his own AI app, right? And so I was using it for everything. And there was one time in my business where I thought, okay, let's use AI to guide me through how I should build my business, what I should send to prospective clients, what I should say to someone who is interested in working with me. And what it did is I got so used to not thinking for myself, but just letting AI decide. And so it happened that I even took messages out that someone sent me, put it into this AI app and saying, hey, here it is, what should I answer? And so I did that. And sometimes it really felt like, quote unquote, inhuman. But I pushed through that, right? And I can remember there was one specific example where someone wrote me something and I kind of pushed back in a way of, yeah, I want to be this challenging guy, and this person needs to be committed. And I sent back the message, what AI gave me, and all of a sudden I get a message saying, hey, I don't like how you responded here. It's better not to talk to you anymore. And I can remember I was sitting in my car, not as a driver, my wife was driving, but next to my wife, I was reading that, and it was like a knife sticking into my heart. It's like, oh, well, what's that? That's not where I want to come from. I don't want to come from fear and pushiness. And so this was kind of the aha moment for me to say, okay, what am I going to do here? If I'm just relying on like an external source that doesn't even know who I am, just the things that I'm feeding, the AI also doesn't have the full spectrum because it just takes the data that I'm feeding, right? Or putting into that. So how silly is that to rely on that solely? And so I got back to my coach and said, hey, this is what I'm experiencing. I don't know what to do. And so my coach said, hey, the AI should always only be on the back seat of your car, right? If you see it in a metaphorical way, never be in the driver's seat, right? AI should never lead your life in the driver's seat. It should only be like in the back of the car. If you have any questions, if you need any information, I mean, it's awesome to get information, but really working on yourself, which is more like connect with yourself again, and that's an inside game and not an outside one, it's not that good. And this is what I'm seeing right now. So a lot of people rely on, hey, the answers are out there and they just need to search for it, being it with AI, being it in books. And yes, I do see the point. It's the easiest way to do it, right? Searching outside for something that gets me to where I want to be or I want to become. And that works if it's just an information, knowledge-based thing you're looking for. You know, I want to be better at X, so let's have a book about X and I can learn that. I get that. But when it comes to the inner work and connecting with yourself, it's really more about slowing down and looking inside than searching outside. And I thought, man, this is going to be a huge challenge for a lot of people if we start to rely solely on AI. Because most likely, as in my case, I was not in my center. It wasn't like, hey, I have a plan, I know what to do, and then I just ask AI to support me. No, I was like in a place where it's like, I don't know what to do now, please help me. And then relying on that. And I guess that's the huge point of it. If people start relying on an outside source to feel fulfillment, it is not going to work. Not at all. And so I just wanted to share that. And what I decided again for me is to use AI less. I'm using it for different things that make sense for me, but not for getting to know who I am and working on my topics and then my issues. Because this is something that I'm seeing also. If you create a space, a sacred space with someone where they are not judged, where they can be themselves, where they don't need to be anyone, not from the outside, just being themselves, this is where the magic happens. And this is not like, there is an energy exchange. There is something beyond what we are seeing and hearing or getting with our senses. And I have the feeling this is completely lost in the transmission with an AI. So again, I'm not judging here how evil this technology is. I just wanted to share my thoughts and what I have experienced and how easy it was for me to get into a state of I am relying on something on the outside. The better way, or the only way to get to know you, is to rely on yourself. And this is something you need to go your own way and not searching from the outside somewhere else. So my question would be, what is something you're afraid of looking inside of yourself and getting more aware of that part of you? Loving you guys. See you soon.